Hey, vinyl community and YouTube. So I'm going to do a, I guess, tribute slash show and tell video for All Things Must Pass by George Harrison. A lot of you have probably seen his name popping up quite a bit in the news lately for his birthday this year, which I believe is today or yesterday. He's they're re-releasing all of his albums in a box set format. You can also get each individual album, I believe. I think the box set comes out first, and then they're going to release each album individually of his individual work at a later time. There's also a turntable that you can get on his website that's designed for George Harrison. It's pretty cool, pretty neat little turntable. I'll put the link to his website down so you can see everything. It's a little pricey for everything, but yeah, I figured for his birthday and all the news surrounding George Harrison, I figured I'd do a couple of videos myself. First, All Things Must Pass. This is George Harrison's first solo album after the Beatles separated. A lot of the work you can hear, or it was done, while he was with the Beatles, and it's just a bunch of songs that he kind of had just laying around. So whenever they broke up, he just released a compilation. See if I can get this thing. There it goes. So this is by Apple Records. Now my spine's a little ripped up a little bit there, but I'm pretty happy with my copy. I've always liked this album, but I especially kind of fell in love with it again after watching the that HBO two-part series that they did by I believe Martin Scorsese directed it. See if I can get this. You can see I have a little water damage to the cover. I bought this used and it was like that, and I had a hard time finding the LPs to be in really good shape, so I kind of had to figure out what was more important, the LPs and the case, and I settled with the LPs. But so this is a triple album. If I'm not mistaken, this is the first triple album. Gotta back that up so we can look. I Have You Anytime, co-written with Bob Dylan. My Sweet Lord was the big single off of this album. It's just loaded with good stuff. I've got the Let It Be Naked release that came out, I believe it was in the late 90s. Come on now, focus. And there's a second disc on that has, it's called Fly on the Wall, and it literally has, you're just listening to the Beatles talking and just kind of having conversations during the Let It Be sessions. And there's a moment in that recording where you hear George Harrison playing some of these songs from this record for them, which I thought was kind of cool. And if I can get this out of here, they're pretty good. Yeah, I want to do that. Okay. Try to back this out again. It's got all the lyrics in each song that's listed. And I'll go ahead and pull the LPs out of here. So this was released in 1970. Got the Apple Jam on it. clean this one. That's a couple little paper spots on there. Just need to get it wiped down. I haven't listened to the apple jam part of this in a while, so it probably needs a little bit of a bath. In my opinion, this is his best solo work. I like some of his other stuff, but this is by far my favorite. I mean, these right here, these four songs right here are solid opening to a great record. So this is another one of those albums where I highly recommend it, especially with the re-release that's coming out and the birthday for George Harrison. I highly recommend. If you have not heard this before, go ahead and check it out. And if you have and you own it, you know, pull it out, dust it off, give it a spin, and show it a little bit of love. It's a great record, and that's all I got. So this is George Harrison's All Things Must Pass, pressed on Apple Records.